All right, guys, let's take a look at this one. Another one, 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Really nice, solid example. Solid paint on this car. You know the drill though. We're gonna take the quick walk around and we'll jump into the details. But again, really solid, mostly original paint. There have been some touch-ups. Again, original paint means she is gonna have some blemishes, the worst of which we'll talk about right off the bat. There's a little scrape there, a scrape there, one there, and one there. Clearly, that is not the factory hood, so you do have the Cowl Hood. Solid stripes with a little bit of cracking there. A little bit of fading on the Chevy sign. Spot there. If you've ever watched one of my videos, you know my motto, and it's if I see it, you're gonna see it. I'm not one of those guys that believes in trying to sell you something. I'm just gonna present to you what it is and you make your own decisions. Tail light lens at that bottom corner, typical. Fading there, but nice and solid on the paint again. Not a whole ton to talk about. The N90 wheels are in excellent shape. The wheel wells themselves are in nice shape. Typical little chip and paint in the bottom of them, but solid. Rock solid, not mudded up or any weird stuff like that. But look at those wheels. Brand new Mastercraft Avengers. To me, the way these cars look best, N90s and white leather tires. Hard to beat combo. If you know anything about these cars, you also know that it is impossible to get this. It is encapsulated, a part of the window. Those are in excellent shape, as well as the trim on the car. The outer weather stripping is solid. Cowl cover, nice. And again, the front window trim, nice. We'll jump to the interior of this car. This is another place that you always want to check on these Gbodies, and that is the dashboard itself. Dashboard is in great shape, not cracked, not split. You know the drill. That's a very, very common issue on these cars. It's hard for me to see in there to the odometer. I'll get you guys the reading in just a few. But solid interior. Does have the aftermarket floor mats. Just a little bit of wear on the corners of the seats. Typical on the driver's seat. Typical fading from the T-tops, but all your trim is nice and solid. You can see the lid cover. Aftermarket shifter, B&M quick shift. Radio's been swapped out to a CD unit, which is a common thing that guys did back on these. Let me see if I can do this with one hand or if I need to shut this off. Here we go. Backs of the seats. There's that one little spot right there. Nice solid carpet in this car. Rear sail panels. Rear headliner. And you know the drill. I shoot these videos out of sequence, so don't pay any mind to that mirror. I didn't want to shoot the video with the tape in place, but that will be installed. Nice solid door panels. Weather stripping's getting a little old, but check out the bottoms of the doors, the cab corners. It's super nice and solid. As always, passenger seat is in better shape than the driver's seat. It does have your typical T-top sun fade once again, but nice carpets. And just to make sure, really nice, deep, rich color on those carpets. In between your doors, your door panels, the bottoms of the doors are all in excellent shape. Again, if you watched one of my videos before, you know we talk about white cars showing everything. This is rock solid. That is no rot. This is just where the metal seam is, and it is surface rust. That's all that is. A really nice, really solid car. T-top blades, T-top frame is in excellent shape. Doors jam up really nice. Excuse the noise in the background. We are an active shop. And we don't slow down. We'll pop the hood, take a look up underneath, get a look in the trunk, test drive, all that good stuff. And that's gonna be it for this 87 Monte Carlo. .3, done very nicely. They went with the stock intake. No problems with that, because this intake provides the least amount of issues when it comes to LS swaps. So I'm completely okay with that. But really nice job on the wiring on this one. Rattling. No smoking. Stock sound and exhaust. See if we can get a look inside that trunk. Let's get a look inside the trunk of this 87 Chevy Monte Carlo. Factory spare, rug, cardboard's all still in there. Nice and solid. Gotta figure out a way to light these trunks a little bit better. The lip of the trunk is rock solid. Nice car, 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo. All right, we are gonna get a test drive in the 87 Monte Carlo. As you just watched, the temp gauge jumped into place. It is functional. Gotta wait for this truck to pull up, but we'll get a test drive. Pay no attention to this mirror. We're gonna mount it when we get back to the shop. If you're not familiar with the quick shift, you lift it up. There you go, reverse neutral drive. Tach works, voltage works, fuel gauge works, speedo works, oil pressure works as well. What does not work on this vehicle is going to be the shift indicator, and that is because of the aftermarket shifter. But guys, standard 4-speed, park, reverse, neutral, drive. Kind of that simple. Turn signal indicators work inside and outside of the car. Air conditioning works as well as the radio. Yeah. Not a whole lot to talk about on this one. 5.3 is definitely more powerful than the 305 that came in these cars. There's a school right here, so I'm not standing on it at all, even though we've got little traffic, no traffic. But there you go, guys. 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo. Look up underneath this 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. This is my first peek as well, so bear with me. Just got this car in for service. Frame extensions, you know this is always a concern. Rock solid. Trunk supports excellent. Frame extension passenger side, excellent. Passenger side rear seat pan, fantastic. Driver side rear seat pan, same. Let me try to zoom out for you guys a little bit. There we go. Passenger rear floor and frame, excellent. Passenger front floor and frame, excellent. We'll figure out what that is and clean it up. But frame is excellent. Driver side, front floor looks perfect. Driver side, rear floor, more of the same. Super nice underneath. 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo SS.